sport across Scotland today.
Thanks, John. Celtic manager Tony Mowbray says he is excited and has no fears ahead of his first competitive game in charge, but says his team must be very wary of a dangerous counter-attacking Dinamo Moscow side. On the eve of the club's Champions League qualifier against the Russians, Mowbray has confirmed his interest in signing Stockport teenager Josh Thompson, as Jerry McCulloch now reports.
Summer pre-season in Scotland can sometimes look like the middle of January, but for the Celtic players training in the rain on the eve of their Champions League qualifier against Dinamo Moscow, there has been plenty of shine in the lead up to this game. 4 games and no goals conceded in pre-season so far leaves the manager quietly optimistic of progression to the final qualifying round.
There's always mixed emotions, I think. Excited is one of them. You're also wary of the opposition and the quality they possess and the dangers that they have. I think you sit the day before games hoping that it's going to go well, and I've got belief in the team that it will go well because they've trained exceptionally well, and I think they look ready to me.
I expect a very tight game, very tough game, and I think we are good prepared, but I don't know. I think, you know, it takes time to get your shape, your form, your 100% form, but I think we are very good prepared for this game.
Under normal circumstances, Celtic would be clear favourites for the tie. However, the Russians are 15 games into their season and currently sit just 4 points off the lead. Not only that, Mowbray reckons a gung-ho attitude by his team could play into their hands.
We're playing against a very dangerous counter-attacking team, a team where you feel you're in control, you've got lots of the ball, you're attacking, the crowd are on your side, it looks great, and within 5 seconds they're down the other end and it's in the back of your net, and everybody's saying, God, how did that happen? It happens because they're a good team and they're organised and they're actually wanting you to attack them. Don't be over cavalier that you lose lots of goals, but you've got to take a few chances to try and win the football match.
Well, Jerry McCulloch has made his way to Celtic Park where the Dinamo Moscow squad are training right now. Over to you, Jerry.
Thanks, Rahman. Yes, thankfully for me and for the Dinamo Moscow squad, that rain has abated. It's off for the moment. They've just taken to the pitch here at Celtic Park a few moments ago. This will be their first and only chance to sample the pitch, I suppose, ahead of tomorrow night's game. They landed in Glasgow just a couple of hours ago, and we got a chance to speak to their Australian defender, Luke Wiltshire.
It's been a little bit touchy of late. We've had a few difficult games, but you know, I think when it comes to these sort of games, it's not necessarily about form. You know, hoping that the fact that we're into the season will play an advantage for us.
Have you spoken to Scott McDonald, your Australia colleague?
I've been in contact with him since the draw, and then I lost my phone the other day, so I haven't been since, and that's probably a good thing.
Have you told your teammates that Scott McDonald is a real threat?
Yeah, I've told him he's a little nugget.
Well, as you heard there, Luke Wiltshire saying it's not really about form. In terms of competitive action, Celtic don't really have much form. They're still in their pre-season, of course. 15 games into their season are Dinamo Moscow. Even Tony Mowbray admitted today that could play a factor in the outcome of the tie. Well, Moscow manager Andrei Kobylev has just held a press conference here at Celtic Park, and it finished just a couple of minutes ago, and this is what he had to say.
Of course, the away goal gives a big advantage if to counter the 2 legs game. We will try all our best to score tomorrow.
So in just over 24 hours' time, Celtic go from the relatively pressure-free environment of pre-season friendlies to a match which could have far-reaching consequences. Tony Mowbray believes that his side do have the ability to score in Moscow next week, but I'm sure he'd much prefer the thought of defending a comfortable lead got here at Celtic Park tomorrow night. Rahman, back to you.
I'm sure you would, Jerry. Thanks very much.